Hey guys, what's up? It's Harley and I am here to film an intro to this video because I forgot to do one. This is my August wrap up. I'm going to tell you about all the books that I read in August, so I hope you enjoy. Excuse my bed. I do share it with the dogs, so I'm here though. Oh, big baby, big baby. Okay. Come on, birthday girl. Oh my God. Today's Daisy's birthday. She's 1 whole year old today. On August 11th. Just a little baby. Okay, can we lay down? So I'm here today with a couple book updates because I haven't updated the books I've read so far this month in August. It's not so. So I've read 2 books so far, and the first book, give me that. You give me that cow. You give me that cow. Fine. Take the cow back. Take the cow back. So the first book I want to talk about is the second book in the Zodiac Academy series by Suzanne Valenti and Caroline Pecco. I believe I got the authors right. Hi. So it, like I said, is the second book in the Zodiac Academy series. And I think the series is a lot of fun. I have been listening to the graphic audios and I really enjoy them. But basically this is a magical school setting. Our 2 main characters are twins, Tori and Darcy, and they learn that they are the heirs to the Solarian throne, and in order to get their inheritance they have to attend Zodiac Academy and graduate. There's this group of guys that have kind of taken over and are intended to be the heirs to the throne in their absence, and they don't want them to come back. So they're trying to bully them out of school so they can keep the throne. And at the end of the first one, the guys kind of push it a little too far. And the girls decide in book 2 to kind of get back at them, and I liked them getting some revenge. I liked them getting their revenge on the guys. They were holding no punches, and we also saw the guys open up a little bit, some of them, which was rather interesting. They always go on about how it's not personal what they're doing to the girls, but like it feels very personal. So I don't know. But I do think that maybe they are recognizing them as actual people now. But we'll have to see in book 3 what happens. Daisy, you keep sliding up the bed. I think the series is a lot of fun, and it is a little silly, goofy time, but like I'm enjoying it, and I'm glad it's such a long series too, and that there's like spin-offs. I'm excited for the whole world, and I really want to get to book 3. But I do want to listen to the graphic audio, and I don't know how many graphic audios are out. I think at least the first 4. So I mean, if I catch up, then I either have to wait for the next graphic audio to come out, or I have to read the book physically. You're like, where are you going, Daisy? You're just a floppy baby. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with book 2, and my personal favorite ship is, I wouldn't say they're thriving, but like they had a big moment in this book, and I know that they're endgame because I did get spoiled for that, but I am very glad to know that I have nothing to fear. Where are you going? My goodness. That is my update on Ruthless Faye. And then the other book I read was my June buddy read with my friend Victoria. We didn't quite make it. She might have made it. I definitely didn't make it. here you have a little wiggle worm, and then you have this little angel that's just laying here, sweet as can be. So anyways, Training the Heart by Paisley Hope. It's the second book in the Silver Pines series, and in this one we follow Wade and Ivy. Wade is one of the Ashby brothers, so the first book followed his sister, and this one follows him and his new horse trainer, Ivy. And Cameron and always a doggy in front. Yeah, so this one follows Wade and Ivy as they develop feelings for each other. Wade is often described as a very grumpy, but he instantly takes a liking to Ivy, and it really doesn't take him that long to admit that he's into her. Sorry, I'm watching Daisy. She's running around with a toy in her mouth while chasing a ball. She's very silly. Yes, so we watch as oh my god, that thing really glows. It's a glow-in-the-dark ball. Can I have it? Can I have it? I want to show the people. This is a glow-in-the-dark ball I just gave them a little bit ago, but like, look at it. I don't know if you can really see, but like, this thing's glowing. Oh! Can you get it? I accidentally threw it in the chair. Okay, hold on. Let me finish the story about the book, okay? So, it's just chaos in here at all times. So, Training the Heart. It's about Wade and Ivy and how they end up falling in love. And I don't know if Paisley Hope is for me or my friend. She writes kind of like rough. I don't know. She kind of writes like rough men, and I don't know if that's for me. We're gonna continue the series because we are interested in like the actual storyline, less so the smut. The smut's a little much. Here. But I did like that we got to see more horses in this one because, as I said, Wade runs the ranch and Ivy is the horse trainer, and they decide that they're going to enter the Kentucky Derby. I'm sorry if you can see all the hair floating around. They decide they're going to enter the Kentucky Derby, and so they end up purchasing a horse and training it to enter into the Derby when it comes around. Wade has an ex-wife, and she's rather manipulative, so you do see that throughout this book. And Ivy also has an emotionally abusive ex who kind of was trying to isolate her and like keep her around, but he didn't want to like give her the things she wanted. And it was nice to see them fall for each other and like just be happy. I was very excited to see Wade happy. I thought it was really nice. But yeah, so storyline wise, I really enjoy this series. It's just the smut's a little too much, so I ended up giving this one a 3.75.
Look at them babies. And they're gone. Who is that?
Who is that precious angel? Oh my god. Excuse it if my eyes look wet. I just had like a major yawning session. And I remembered to turn the air conditioner off this time, so you don't have to hear that. But I just finished another book, and I want to talk about it real quick. So I just finished A Reaper at the Gates by Selma Tahir. This is the third book in the Embers in the Ashes series. Once again, I don't know if it has an actual name or not, but yeah, this one is the third book. I will be honest, I'm still a little confused on like what the overall goal is. I get that there's the Nightbringer, and apparently he's like a bad person, but he's also like ancient. But I'm a little confused what he's actually done and why he's so bad and who the Jinn are. I I don't know. But we did like come to a head at the end of this book. So I'm very interested to see what the next book will be like. I'm expecting a banger of a finale. That is what I was picking up at the end of this. I definitely do favor Helene a lot. I think I only really pay attention when Helene chapters happen. I was listening to the audiobook for this, and I think maybe this is a physical read that I should have been reading just physically this whole time. I do think I suffered from listening to the audiobook for this, but I did flip along like occasionally, but I don't know, I just like was not absorbing anything. But I had a good time with this. But like I said, I only really paid attention to Helene's character. Laya is my least favorite, and I don't know why. Like, do I have actual reasons for that? I don't know. But I feel like I really tuned out during her parts. And then Elias also, he was like in between. Sometimes I cared about him and sometimes I didn't. In this one, he's like fully embraced the soul catcher storyline that he's got going on. So he was off doing that a lot. And I'm interested to see where that's going to take him. But like I said, basically Helene. I'm here for Helene. Stop hurting her, please. I just want her to be happy. I love her so much. And she had like a little slight romance going on in this. And like, I liked it. And I'm hoping for good things. I'm hoping for good things in this. But I am hoping to pick up the next book probably before the end of this year. I think that's for the best, because otherwise I will probably forget everything that's happened in the first 3 books, and I should just finish it out, see when I have 1 book left. But yeah, I ended up giving this one 4 stars because even though I was confused about things, I did really enjoy like the overall story kind of. It was very entertaining, and I think the setup for this was really great. It's just I think I missed out on things. 1, from reading the first book so freaking long ago, and 2, listening to the audiobook. I think I would have picked up a lot more if I had physically read it with my eyeballs. But yeah, so I gave this one 4 stars. The next book I have to update you guys on is A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kimmerer. I have finally read this book. It has been a couple years coming. I read book 1 and 2 what feels like forever ago, and I've just never picked up the 3rd one. I'm not entirely sure why. I absolutely loved the first book, and I liked the 2nd book. I wasn't as obsessed with it, and that might be part of the reason, because I also wasn't obsessed with this one. So basically, in this series, there's a Beauty and the Beast type curse on this realm, and this girl from the human world gets taken when she tries to save somebody else from being kidnapped, and finds herself in this other realm with magic and stuff. And she ends up involved with the prince and the captain of his guard, and things go from there. So as this is the 3rd book, can't say much about it, but we do get more into the 2 different warring sides, I guess. So the prince is from a place called Emberfall, and then there's this other place called Sill Shallow, and they're kind of at war, and in this one they're like headed into war. And we also get more of the enchantress that put the curse on the prince in this book, and she was kind of crazy. She's kind of wild. I don't remember books 1 and 2 being like so kind of not like graphic, but like she was like ripping people's throats out and stuff. I don't know. But in this book, we follow 4 different POVs. So in the first one, we followed our human character, Harper, the prince, Ren, and his commander, Gray. And in the second book, we mainly followed Gray and this other character called Liamara, who is from Still Shallow. And in this one, we get all 4 of them. I definitely love Harper's perspective like the most out of all of them. I don't know, there's just something about her that was like so refreshing in the first book. So I really enjoyed her chapters in this. I do love Gray, but I don't know if I love his chapters because also book 2 was about him and I wasn't feeling it. And that was the same in this one. The thing is, I think Harper had such good chemistry with both Ren and Gray, and I kind of wanted her to go Gray's way. And I just feel like there was wasted potential there with a love triangle. I know people always complain about love triangles, but like this would have been really good. This would have been a really good love triangle, okay? And it kind of strayed away from that as we carried on. So I wasn't like obsessed with the different relationships really, but like I said, I did enjoy Harper's perspective a lot more, and I did enjoy Gray and Ren towards the end. They do kind of come back around. So this one felt sort of underwhelming as a conclusion, but there's also a spin-off series. Like towards the end, I did feel like there was like stuff left unsaid and that we didn't quite get into things, but maybe that's because of the sequel series. But as far as I know, the sequel series takes place like a couple years after this. So I feel like we could have got more from this one. But I am interested to read the sequel series. I do have the first book somewhere. I don't know where it is. But I do have it. But yes, this ended up completing a series for me, so I'm very proud of myself. I ended up giving A Vow So Bold and Deadly 3 stars because I just wasn't loving it. I liked it, but there was nothing like really compelling me to keep reading. Couple of book updates to wrap up August. I have 3 to talk about. The first one being Riding the High by Paisley Hope. This is the 3rd book in the Silver Pines series, I believe it's called. And this one we follow Cole and Ginger, and basically the whole series follows this family, the Ashbys, and Cole is one of the Ashby siblings, and Ginger is his little sister's best friend, and so they've known each other forever. They've always had some little like teasing kind of thing going on. Of course the dogs want to wrestle, but they've had a teasing thing going on for years. But his sister's getting married and they go to Vegas for the bachelorette parties, and those two accidentally get drunk and end up married, which is kind of bad timing because Cole just became the sheriff of the town, and the last sheriff got ousted for a scandal, so he's like, I can't afford any scandals, and her dad is running for re-election. So yeah, bad timing on both their parts. So they decide to keep it quiet, stay married, and she ends up moving into his house to help him with his daughter because he's a single parent, and they're just really cute, and I just love them together, and I loved Ginger with his daughter. I also just loved him with his daughter. Like, it was so good. Occasionally, the daughter read rather young than she was supposed to be, so I don't know what was up with that, but otherwise I loved it, and I loved them together. Their banter was so good, and just their chemistry was so great. So this one was definitely my favorite of the series. The other ones, I felt like the spicy times were a little much, and I didn't quite enjoy the language. This one I did not notice because I was like so invested in them. But I gave that one 4.25 stars. I really enjoyed that one. And now it's the one to beat out of that series. The next book is super long overdue, but that is Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This is one of the prequels to the Hunger Games, and this one is Haymitch's story. I started this in May, so it's taken me quite a while. I entered a reading slump. I didn't want to read this while I was still in it, because I didn't want to dampen the mood, which I think is a good thing. It just took me a while to get back into. But I really enjoyed this one. I love Haymitch, and it was just so heartbreaking reading his series. Like, I think I said this in one of my other videos, but Suzanne, who hurt you to hurt Haymitch so much? I describe this as, spoiler alerts for the first book. If you haven't read the first book, The Hunger Games, you might want to skip this little section. But I described this book as Rue's death on crack. There were so many children, and they all just died brutally, and it was horrible. But I did enjoy this story and seeing how Haymitch became the person that we know. So I thought it was very intriguing, and there was a little epilogue that was nice to read. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed this one more than Songbirds, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it more than that one, just because Snow's not my favorite, but I love Haymitch. So I gave this one 4 stars, really enjoyed it. And the last book I have to talk about is another purple book, and that is Anything But a Duke by Christy Carlisle. This is the second book in the Duke's Den series, and when I listened to this, because I did listen to it, I didn't read it physically, might not have been the right time. I've given every Christy Carlisle book 5 stars. I gave this one 4 stars, but I think it's my fault because I wasn't really paying attention. I was listening to this while I was driving around, and the last 2 weeks driving around hasn't been fun. Had to count crap while I'm driving for my job. So it was just distracting trying to count things and listen and pay attention at the same time. I did enjoy the characters and like their chemistry, and I thought they were cute together, but I missed like the whole plot. Like, she is an inventor, and he was looking into his mother, who he doesn't really know because she kind of like gave them up as children, and he's trying to find out what happened to his sister. But I don't know, I just didn't connect to the plot, and I think I missed a lot. So I gave it 4 stars for now. I might come back to this and like maybe read it physically, because I just can't believe I didn't give it 5 stars. What is wrong with me? But yeah, so this is the last book I read in August. And those are all the books I ended up reading in August. I read some good ones. I finished a series. It was a little disappointing, but I finished it. Finished another series. Oh, look at that. I caught up on another. I did a lot of catching up. I'm proud of myself. But yes, what was it? Riding the High, I think. Riding the High and Ruthless Fae were my favorites of the month. Like, Riding the High got a better rating than Ruthless Fae, but I think Ruthless Fae really was my favorite of all the books I read, because it's just so fun. And once again, the rating scale is different. But yeah, I love those 2 books. But let me know what you guys read and what your favorite of the month was, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Excuse me, ladies. Hi, Angel. Oh, she's just an angel. Hold on, can I put the books down? Say hi. Give me this, hi. Gimme. Oh, she's just a baby. And you're just a baby. Yes, you are. Goodbye. Oh, there she goes. Like, excuse the mess. This is what it looks like when you have 3 dogs. Yeah? This what it looks like? Yeah. They're wrestling. And you're just sitting here wanting pettings. My beautiful baby. Goonies.